Hey, it's your girl Nicole, and you're listening to the Risers Hub podcast. Happy Monday and welcome back. How was your weekend? I hope it was a really, really good weekend. Luckily, my weekend was busy but peaceful and productive. I got a little rest here and there, got a little work done. But what I'm really grateful for is I'm back running again. It doesn't look pretty, but I'm up on my feet and I'm running. And I ran on my favorite trail this weekend. And that trail just gives me peace and joy. So I'm really happy to be back on my feet. So, how about you? Well, it's Thanksgiving week, the kickoff of the holiday season. Can you believe we're standing at the beginning of the holiday season? I just don't understand how we got here so fast. Hey, if you're traveling, cooking, prepping, chilling, or even having to work through the holidays, I send all good fortune, good times, and good vibes your way. And safe travels if you're on the move right now. Now, as you know, November is Gratitude and Kindness Awareness Month. Today, we're going to focus on kindness and being seen through kindness. This will be the last installment of Gratitude and Kindness. And before you think I'm in denial with everything that's going on in the world, I am not. I'm very aware. I'm a news junkie and I cannot watch the news right now. It's a little scary. So the reason why I'm talking about kindness again is because we really need kindness as we move into this new year. So I was thinking the other day, can you imagine if each of us did something for someone else? Like what kind of effect that could have in our communities, in our life, in our society? I mean, like if everybody did something kind to somebody else. Kindness is so transformative. And after this weekend, it hit me. Kindness is also another way of, air quotes, seeing each other. Now, bear with me and let's explore why kindness matters and what we can do to make kindness our superpower. Now, as I talk through this podcast, I'd love to hear from you. You can always email me at hello@therisershub.com. Think about this. What's one of the kindest things someone has ever done for you? And then how did it make you feel? Keep that in mind as we dive into this podcast. And don't forget to share your thoughts with me later. All right, so why kindness? Kindness sounds so simple, right? Yet there are a lot of people out there who choose not to practice kindness for whatever reason. And you know what I'm talking about. When someone practices kindness towards you, we immediately think, what the heck's wrong with this person? Or what do they want? Like we immediately go there because that's what society has shown us. And it's just sad. It's always a surprise and it sparks our curiosity, but small acts of kindness are very effective. Whether it's holding a door open, offering a genuine compliment, or simply listening to someone can change someone's entire day. Kindness can be small, but like I said before, it's very powerful. But here's the kicker. Kindness doesn't just help the receiver. It's a win-win. Studies have shown that being kind boosts our mood, reduces stress, and even improves our physical health. It's like the ripple effect. One act of kindness can spread far and wide, touching people in ways we will never know. This past weekend, I went to an event, and I was really excited to go to this event all week long. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I was leaving feeling pretty good. And as I got up from my seat and was walking out, I was trying to put my coat on and my watch got stuck in the sleeve. And somebody just came up behind me and like dropped his stuff, pulled my coat up on me, helped me get my arm through. And it was just the fact that this person saw me and was sharing his kindness towards me. It just made me feel really good. And then as I'm leaving, there's people, complete strangers, by the way, speaking to me, asking me how my day was, wishing me a good week. Those acts of kindness sparked some energy in me to like really, I don't know, start my week in a great way. So again, like, how does kindness affect you, whether you're giving it or you're receiving it? Now, here's a question for you to reflect on. When was the last time you performed a random act of kindness? What motivated you to do it, and how did that other person react? So now that we're in November and kindness and gratitude is dedicated to this month, let's pause, reflect, and act. Think about it. It's the season of gratitude, community, and giving. Whether it's World Kindness Day on November 13th or the spirit of Thanksgiving, November gives us plenty of reasons to embrace kindness in our daily lives. Now, let's connect kindness to some of November's traditions. Take Thanksgiving, for instance, this Thursday. While it's often about sharing meals and counting blessings, it's also a chance to express kindness. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who might not have a family nearby or donating food to your local food bank to ensure everyone has a warm meal. I know one year my family decided we were going to stay home for Thanksgiving and we were just going to have a small dinner and then enjoy our day. And we at the time we were living in California, so the weather was perfect and we were just going to be outside all day. Well, we noticed when we went to work that there were maybe like 2 or 3 people who didn't have a family. They were on their own, and they never really spent Thanksgiving with a group of people. So we decided to invite these 3 or 4 people for Thanksgiving dinner. And we put aside what we were gonna do and decided, "You know what? Let's reach out to them, see if they wanna come." We were really nervous about it because, like, I mean, I had to cook, first of all. And my cooking isn't bad at all. It's just that when you have strangers coming into your house, you don't know if they're gonna like you, your culture, your food, the things that you have. So we invited these people, they came, and we had a great time. We pulled out our family games, they participated, everyone's laughing, having a great time. There was a couple of debates here and there, but we just kept it pushing. And when they left, I think for about a week or 2, they talked about that time that they had with us. It really made them feel like they were seen. They really appreciated our kindness, and they just had a really good time. And so that made us feel like, wow, we really did something different this Thanksgiving, and it not only benefited the other person, but it benefited our family. So again, for many, November is a time to also just prepare for winter and rake leaves. It's a great opportunity to lend a helping hand to a neighbor, especially someone elderly or someone who could use the support. Let me give you another example. Now, I don't know about you guys and what you're dealing with, but I have the best neighbors ever. They are the epitome of kindness. So I would say about a month ago, we were just talking about the fall and how the seasons change. And, I'm from California, so I'm not really used to this weather. It's been 30 years since I've been in the Midwest or East Coast and dealing with, the change of seasons, but I love it. And one of the things I was concerned about was in the back of where I live, it's very dark and I really needed some lights. And I didn't know, you know, what kind of lights, how to get the lights, how to even install the lights. Do you know that last week my amazing neighbors came down and they found the lights that I needed and installed the lights for me? I was standing there the whole time, helping them, install the lights, and I'm thinking, just like any human being, like, "Why are they doing this? This is just so kind." And it's sad because when we find people who are genuinely kind, the first thing we ask is, "Why?" And so I stopped myself and told myself, "You know what? You already knew that they were nice people, and you already knew that they were kind people, and you were just sharing a story. You had no idea that this was gonna happen." And I kindly paid them back for the lights. They didn't want me to, but I did. And it was just like a moment that we kind of bonded and realized that we are each other's community. And I don't mind doing anything for them, and they don't mind doing anything for me. And if we could get everyone to be like that, at least more people to be like that, just think about how everyone would feel about each other and what kind of community and world we could live in. I know that sometimes I'm stretching it and I have all these dreams, but we're about to move into, I don't know what we're moving into next year. And there's a lot of divisiveness in our country. And that really, really worries me. So I'm going to be talking about kindness and community throughout a lot of the podcasts and hoping that we can all have a change of heart. Now, the reason why November is Gratitude and Kindness Month, there is World Kindness Day that's celebrated on November 13th. And of course, there's Thanksgiving, which is November 28th, this Thursday. But kindness should be an action we practice every single day. Even when we are not in the mood, that is the perfect time to practice kindness. Why? Remember, when I said that the act of kindness is a win-win, if you're not in a great mood, kindness can change that. Do something nice for someone else and watch how it not only affects them, but it will affect you. Again, I'm going to say this all throughout this podcast. Imagine what could happen if everyone committed to one intentional act of kindness today, tomorrow, next week, for a month. Well, here's a challenge for you. What's one specific act of kindness you could do on World Kindness Day or even today? World Kindness Day was on the 13th, so we're on November 25th. What can you do today? What can you do tomorrow? What can you do this week? Now, earlier I talked about how kindness makes people feel seen. And that random act of kindness of that person helping me with my coat helped me felt like I was seen. I wasn't trying to be seen. I was just trying to enjoy the event. But that just added something to that whole day for me. So I have 5 things that will show how kindness makes people feel seen, okay? Bear with me. I have a lot going on here. Number 1, kindness acknowledges individuality. Simple acts like remembering someone's name or asking how they are doing validates their unique presence and experiences. This creates a sense of being noticed and valued. I remember when I first did my first podcast with Caroline Ouya, and I could not pronounce her name to save my life. And I knew that it was something that was very important because her last name, Ouya, is very unique and it's very much part of who she is. And I couldn't get it right. And after that podcast, I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I had gotten her name right in half the podcast, and then I didn't get it right the other half of the podcast. And she's an ambassador for the Risers Hub. So I took time to practice her last name for literally 2 days. And now I can say Caroline Ouya with confidence. And it makes her feel so good. And she can tell that I practiced that last name to get it right because I am a person who likes to spread kindness. And if I can't get your name right, I will practice it and I will practice it and I will practice it until I get it right. All right, number 2, kindness expresses empathy. Kindness demonstrates an understanding of and care for others' emotions, which helps them feel understood and less isolated. Number 3, kindness affirms worth. Kindness assures individuals of their inherent value, especially in moments of doubt or vulnerability. A small gesture can restore someone's confidence and remind them that they matter. This one's a really important one because there are times where we make the wrong decision in something or we're not sure about something that we're doing or that we did. And if there's someone else who can see that in you and reassures you in a way, that's a small act of kindness. And it just reassures that you are worth whatever it is that you're doing. You're worth the time and the energy, and that if you made a mistake, it's okay. We're all human and you can start all over again. Number 4, kindness breaks down barriers. Acts of kindness create safe spaces for openness and authenticity, making individuals feel more comfortable being themselves. They encourage meaningful connections by showing genuine interests in others. I hope that that's something that the Risers Hub portrays when we're doing these podcasts, when I'm doing my life coaching and wellness coaching. I want people to feel like I've created a safe space and an openness for anyone to be a part of this community, share their thoughts, their feelings, and we can all help each other set goals and move towards those goals to be our most authentic self. And that moves right into number 5. Kindness promotes inclusivity. Kindness helps people feel included and accepted, especially in settings where they might feel out of place or overlooked. Kindness assures them their contributions and presence are important. And that is to me the Risers Hub. I want people to not feel overlooked. I want them to listen to these podcasts and I want them to come to me for coaching and feel like, I am including you in whatever it is that you want to be included in, and that I can help you get from point A to point B to point C with your goal settings. In essence, kindness makes people feel seen by affirming their humanity, validating their feelings, and celebrating their existence. It's a simple yet profound way to foster connection and uplift others. Okay, let's get into the practical ways to spread kindness in the month of November. But I'm going to say the month of November, December, January, so on and so on. Now, here at the Writers Hub, we love action steps. If you don't know, now you know. So how can we live out kindness for the rest of this year? Here are 5 more things that you can do to practice kindness this month. I've got the steps. All right. Number 1, start small. Start now. Kindness doesn't need to be grand. Smile at someone. Leave an encouraging note. Or, I like this one. I do it all the time. Send a just thinking about you text. Okay. Number 2, volunteer. Whether it's at a local shelter, a community center, or even an online cause, your time can make a difference. Number 3, support small businesses. This is great during the month of November. November kicks off the holiday shopping season, so why not shop local and spread kindness to small business owners? Check out your local farmers market and find gifts to support your favorite small businesses. Number 4, practice kindness towards yourself. Yes, self-kindness counts. We talk about this all the time. Take time to rest, recharge, and speak to yourself with compassion. Talk to yourself like you talk to a really good friend who needs to hear some encouragement and positivity. And last but not least, number 5, inspire others. Share stories of kindness on social media, at work, or within your community. A little inspiration, just a little, can go a long way. Now, let's make this interactive. Which of these ideas speak to you the most? And what's one small change you can make this week to spread kindness in your world? Okay, so as we move through this week, as I stated earlier in the podcast, we are at the beginning of the holiday season. So I want to bring back a little bit of what we talked about in the last couple of podcasts. Like, what can we control when things feel challenging around us? Because it's going to be challenging this week, whether it's family, friends. And for many of you, I think half of us, we will not have any challenges. For the other half of us, there will be real challenges. So here are the things that we can control when things feel challenging around us. Number 1, we can control our attitude. Maintaining a positive can-do attitude can create a domino effect and help build a positive environment around you. And if that doesn't work, if none of these work, you can always excuse yourself and walk away. Number 2, keep your focus. Direct your attention to what is within your control, especially when it comes to your physical and your mental well-being, right? Next, you can control your energy. Being mindful of where you channel your energy can reduce stress. Focus on the aspects that uplift and empower you. And then your priorities. Identify your key priorities for the day. Make a list and check off tasks as you complete them. This keeps you organized and motivated. And you can also control your words. Words are powerful. Choose words that encourage, inspire, and motivate, both in how you speak to yourself and to others. So just remember those things as you're moving through the week. I just wanted to bring those back up. Here's the magic about kindness. It's contagious. Studies show that witnessing kindness motivates others to pay it forward. We talked about that in the last podcast. Pay it forward. And what does that mean? Again, if you're standing in your favorite coffee shop and you pay for the person behind you, you pay it forward. It makes them feel good and it makes you feel good as you're walking out the door. So every time you show kindness, you're not just impacting one person. You're sparking a chain reaction that can spread far beyond what you can see. And in November, as the days grow shorter and the air gets cooler, kindness feels even more meaningful. It's a warmth we can give to ourselves and others, a reminder that connection and compassion are what truly matter. So, what's one way you've seen kindness create a ripple effect in your own life or community? And have you ever witnessed a moment of kindness that left you inspired? So, risers, let's rise to the challenge this November and the rest of the year. Let's make Kindness Awareness Month more than just a little title. Let's make it a movement. Start with one act of kindness today, and let's see how far it goes. What's your favorite memory of kindness, whether you gave it, received it, or you saw it? Shoot me an email at hello@therisershub.com, or if you're following me on Instagram or TikTok, look for The Risers Hub and use hashtag #KindnessRising and share your kindness stories. I would love to hear them. Thank you for tuning in to the Risers Hub podcast. Remember, kindness isn't just what we do, it's who we are. So until next time, happy Thanksgiving, have a fantastic week, and as always, keep rising.